Hi, Erica. This is Leslie. I hope that you're well. I wanted to say thank you for sharing your thoughts and discussing um, the general statutes of Florida for professional counselors. I believe in North Carolina, it has some of the same language in regards to counselors who are unable to effectively provide services. We actually have a general statute that is in regards to mental health counselors, and if an individual or counselor is, if it's determined by the board that they are in violation, that they can be suspended, license revoked, um, continued education with a reprimand. So ours is a little different on our website as far as um, the concerns or violations. It doesn't have the number and percentages. It's not disaggregated data, but you have to look at each case individually, which states the counselor's name, their license number, the board's decision, and then just a detailed summary of what has taken place. I think it's good that we're aware of these behaviors just to keep us um, on board of the different things that counselors may or may not do. I think that I've been kind of surprised to see the range of behaviors when in reviewing for this blog. Um, I do understand your concern about impairment when you are so compassionate and have empathy, and you feel what your client feels. And the big reason that we are pursuing counseling is because we want to help, but also knowing that it's the same compassion and empathy is what can lead us to be vulnerable to impairment. Um, I wish there was uh, this one equation. You do this, this, and that, and this one happened. But when I was doing research in one of my other classes, I did come across an article entitled Preventing Counselor Impairment, Vulnerability, Wellness, and Resilience. And it talks about having a holistic self care program. And they gave suggestions such as discussing case with colleagues, attending workshops, spending time with family or friends, travel, vacations, hobbies, and movies, talking with colleagues between sessions, socializing, exercise, limiting caseload, developing spiritual life, and receiving supervision. And I think most importantly is that as counselors in training, we are aware that these things can happen, and then the associated risk if we're found to be impaired. Um, but our identity is in Christ, and who we know that we are uniquely created, and we live with the purpose of sharing His message of hope and freedom. And um, it's constantly being guided by the Spirit for discernment, and being part of a community that is supportive but will also hold you accountable. There's several tools out there as well to measure or assess your overall health and your wellness, and I think that that's important to do periodically just to check yourself. But again, I think it's important that we are aware of what impairment is, and focus on strategies um, now, because we know what we're prone to, so that when we are counselors, we can act in an appropriate way that is helpful to both us as counselors and our client. So I hope that brings some light to the topic. I know that it can be just. I think that there's many strategies to prevent impairment, But I think most importantly is doing something immediately when you feel that you are um, about to be burnt out or you're having anxiety and distress, um, and sometimes even having counseling yourself. Um, so I hope that helps. I hope you have a great evening, and thanks again for sharing. God bless.